Let's start off by talking about the Bois Lake project. The Bois Lake project is being constructed by the North Texas Municipal Water District. North Texas Municipal Water District is located here, just outside of Dallas. You may be familiar with this region from its claim to fame for the South Fork Ranch, the location that the series Dallas was filmed at a long time ago. The lake itself is actually located about right here. And the idea is to connect this lake with a long pipeline that will supply water to growing communities in Northeast Texas. The lake itself is going to have over 16,000 acres of impacts to various habitats. In order to offset that 16,000 acres of impact, North Texas Municipal Water District is constructing or restoring over 16,000 acres of habitat within the same watershed where they're building the reservoir. North Texas Municipal Water District took an innovative approach in order to actually implement the mitigation plan that was developed for that permitting effort. They chose to engage a full service provider, which is why I'm here. I work for RES, Resource Environmental Solutions. We do ecological restoration, that's all that we do. And we were contracted by North Texas Municipal Water District to take on all aspects of the Bois Lake Mitigation Project and then to steward them long term until they had met all of their performance criteria as prescribed in the mitigation plan and the Army Corps of Engineers and TCEQ permits. The mitigation project is a very large and complex project, and it includes 3 separate pieces. The keystone to the entire mitigation plan is River Bois Ranch. That ranch was purchased by North Texas Municipal Water District with the sole intent of restoring it in order to offset the majority of the impacts from the reservoir. The schedule was concurrent with construction of the dam, which means we had about 3 years to implement the mitigation plan, at least initially get all of the construction work done for the ecological restoration. The logistics involved required a lot of forethought. We had to bring together a ton of different equipment types. We had to take River Bois Ranch and retool it from an agricultural operation that had been in practice for over 100 years into an ecological restoration operation. So we took a lot of the facilities, one facility being a large sale barn out there, which would be reminiscent of South Fork Ranch in many ways. We took that sale barn facility and retooled it into a design facility. We took the headquarters and their agricultural shop and barn facilities and retooled them into mixing stations for different types of tree species and so forth and so on. And then we started down the path of design. We did design on site for nearly 6 months, bringing crews of people in from around the country, from our subcontractor team members to our own staff, working side by side with our construction crews, and we designed the project in stages. We would design a certain amount, construction would begin on that area, and then we would iteratively learn and adapt from that design. And so it was happening in real time. Design and construction were happening concurrently throughout that entire period until the full design was completed for construction purposes. To date, after almost 3 years of ongoing construction work, we've completed thousands of acres, over 8,500 acres, that's about 3,400 hectares of forested wetlands, upland forest and riparian zones as well, having planted over 4 million trees by hand. We've restored to date about 2,600 acres, that's about 1,000 hectares of emergent wetlands across the entire site by restoring hydrology, which has included different methods like plugging existing agricultural drainages and ditches, to constructing terrace berms using modified agricultural practices like terrace berm plows used for rice field construction to impede surface water flows across those emergent wetland areas, all the way up to reconstructing actual macro depressions of emergent wetlands throughout the ranch. We've constructed over 200 of those emergent wetland macro depressions. We've restored over 3,200 acres of native grasslands so far on site. That's about 1,300 hectares by using a restorative method prescribed to us by one of our subcontractors, Gary Stevens, who taught us how to use cover crops, root vegetables, nitrogen-fixing legumes in order to restore soil health. And then after we remove those cover crops and remove crop residue using controlled burns, we came back in and to do native seed drills back throughout those thousands of acres of native grassland restoration. The wildlife came back immediately. We supplemented all of the habitat restoration with wildlife habitat structures, which were part of the mitigation plan. We used, or basically recycled, trees and snags that were left over from clearing operations, and we took those things out into mainly grassland areas and emergent wetland areas and set them up as habitat islands, and they drew wildlife like magnets. And we're excited to watch how that wildlife assemblage changes over time and continues to diversify. The key to everything on this restoration is water. We approached stream restoration from a watershed scale. We started at the upper end of the watershed with the smallest tributaries and worked our way down. Ephemeral stream channels first, working into intermittent stream channels, and then all the way down into perennial stream channels. A lot of those initial stream restoration efforts started out by taking straight line ditches that were channelized streams from decades and decades ago, channelized by the agricultural operations in order to more efficiently move water off of the ranch, and putting those stream channels back to a natural meandering pattern and profile, which slowed water down on the ranch. The key to the entire restoration effort was slowing water down on the ranch. We kept doing that successfully each stream segment and reach until we got all the way down to the biggest main stem channel on the ranch, Willow Branch, which drains a 15 square mile watershed, all of which comes back down through River by Ranch at some point. When we first arrived on site, we nicknamed Willow Branch the branch that ate the ranch. The entire stream system had been eroded down to 20 feet below its original floodplain, and in some places the stream channel had eroded as wide as 60 feet. When we restored that stream system, not only did we restore the meandering pattern of the stream system and put it back upon its floodplain, we added back 2 entire miles, I guess that's, well, over 4 kilometers, of restored channel system that had been abandoned for decades. And in so doing, we slowed down all the water on the ranch and rehydrated the soil, helping provide water not only for our restoration efforts for the trees that we had planted, for the native grasslands and wetlands that we had restored, but also for the wildlife. Let's talk about lessons learned. First of all, the lessons learned from the project. We learned that the contracting mechanism that North Texas Municipal Water District and their engineer, Friesen Nichols, had developed as part of their procurement process worked fantastically, fabulously well. It was a win-win situation where North Texas was able to engage a full-service provider to take on all of the risk for the success of the mitigation project, and the mitigation provider was able to sign on for a long-term contract, mobilize resources with guarantees, so that we could set up that operation for literally over 20 years is how long that we're contracted to be there. Second lesson that we learned was about the land. River by Ranch, 80% of it or so was actually built up over the millennia by changes in the Red River's course. So the soils are all made up of sediments that were laid down by the Red River, and they were laid down in terraces going down, back down to where the Red River is today. That diversity and complexity of soils and geology drives a very diverse and complex hydrogeomorphic system there on the ranch, where groundwater doesn't always do things you would expect it to do. So we've learned to adapt to the different soils types, to the different groundwater expressions out there on the landscape in a way that we'd never had to adapt to before. Perhaps the most important lesson that we learned was the lesson of how to work as a team, how to engage people. The people are the key to these ecological restoration projects. We had to develop a team of people there in Fannin County to actually implement the project. We started by bringing an incredible array of contractors, our contracting partners, our team partners on this project. But then we added to that, we hired people who were connected with the land, who had grown up in Fannin County, who were farmers, ranchers, pipeline constructors, fence builders, you name it. The list goes on and on and on. And we brought these people together for a project that none of them had ever seen before, anything like that they'd never seen before. And it worked. These people were incredible together. We listened to what they had to say about the land. We listened to their comments about our designs and how we were doing construction. And we learned from them, and we're still learning from them today. Our project fits really well with the UN Decade of Ecological Restoration, specifically with education. North Texas Municipal Water District and RES are partnering with multiple universities and community groups to further ecological restoration study, research, and education at River by Ridge.